Opening scene, low music, distant thunder, slow camera over a dimly lit room. There once was a man who hated mirrors, not because he feared his reflection, but because of the scar. It stretched from his temple to his jaw, jagged, pale, impossible to ignore. Children stared, strangers whispered. He called it the mark of his worst mistake, but heaven called it something else. The night that changed everything. Years earlier, he had walked away from everything he knew was right. Like Jonah running from God's voice, he boarded his own version of a ship, chasing money, pleasure, pride. He told himself, "I'll return when I'm ready." But sin does not wait politely. One night, speeding down a rain-soaked road, anger clouding his judgment, he lost control. Metal screamed, glass shattered, silence followed. When he woke in the hospital, the doctor said one sentence he would never forget: "You should have died." Instead, he lived, with a scar. The shame of survival. At first, he saw the scar as punishment. Every time he touched it, he remembered his rebellion. Every glance in the mirror whispered, failure. He tried to hide it beneath hats, shadows, lowered eyes. He even blamed God. "Why didn't you just let me die?" But heaven is patient. The way the Father waited for the Son in Gospel of Luke chapter 15, watching the horizon for a prodigal silhouette. The scar wasn't wrath, it was mercy. The revelation. One Sunday, he heard a preacher speak about Thomas, the disciple who doubted the resurrection until he touched the wounds of Jesus Christ, and suddenly it pierced his heart. The risen Savior kept his scars. After defeating death, he could have erased them, but he didn't. Why? Because scars are proof of survival, proof of payment, proof of mercy. The man realized something that day. If Christ kept his scars as evidence of love, maybe his scar was not evidence of failure, but evidence of grace. He stopped hiding. When people asked, "What happened to your face?" he no longer said, "An accident." He said, "Mercy happened." He began to tell his story. In prisons, in recovery centers, in broken homes, he would point to the scar and say, "This is what should have killed me, but God let me live." And men who felt beyond redemption would lean in closer, because scars speak louder than sermons. The spiritual truth. We live in a world obsessed with filters and flawless images, but heaven celebrates redemption. Apostle Paul once wrote that God's strength is made perfect in weakness, not in perfection, not in polished reputations, in weakness. The scar you hide may be the sermon someone else needs, the addiction you survived, the divorce you endured,